Hello there and welcome to my channel where I'll be sharing about my life lessons and some useful information of my lived experience with special needs and disability here in England. Today I'm going to be talking about hospital passports. Now, the hospital passports is supporting people with special needs and or disabilities. It gives all the information possible about their health needs and any form of reasonable adjustments that they require during their hospital stay. The useful place you can download is from the NHS website, and also you could also speak to either the child's or young person's teachers or staff. Maybe they have a family support worker in school, or they have a special education needs and disabilities coordinator, or even their class teacher. You can speak to them and ask them how to acquire a hospital passport. The other thing I wanted to mention about the hospital passport is that it can be downloaded online and you can fill it digitally, or you can also fill it and print it out in a hard copy so you carry it around with you. The useful way of having it online is that it can be easily forwarded to any staff in the hospital, so it can be uploaded on the NHS website, the NHS records for the person. When I refer to person here, I'm talking about child, young person, or adult. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention to you is just give you a bird's eye view of some of the information in hospital passport so you understand why it's important. The reason why it's important is because it gives the hospital staff as much information as possible so that the hospital stay goes as seamlessly as possible. The reason why I say as seamlessly as possible is because it's not a magic fix for everyone, and it depends on so many factors, like how poorly the person is, if they've had a bad experience before coming into hospital, or they've had previous bad experience in the hospital. So there are so many factors that can interplay with their experience. However, this just helps minimize as best as possible any bad experiences. Some of the information it starts with is obviously their personal details and details of their their carers, details of any health care or social care professional that is involved with their care. So we're looking at their GP, social worker, CAMS, and or other kind of health agencies as well. So maybe like you're looking at epilepsy team as well. Some of the other important things that you need to remember is that when you're filling this form, give as much detail as possible, because when you're in hospital, you might not remember all this information. So some information it asks is some of the factors or situations that will make the hospital stay better or worse as an experience for this person while they're in the hospital. It also asks information about their communication. How do they communicate and how can they be communicated with? Some people are verbal, some are non-verbal, some use sign language, like the British Sign Language or Makaton. Some require PECS, which is Picture Exchange Communication System. Some use social stories, or some people can be communicated using videos that give an idea of what's going on while they're in hospital. The good thing is that YouTube is very helpful and useful with this, but always make sure that you have that conversation with the hospital staff as soon as you get into hospital. This child, young person, or adult has a hospital passport, and you let them know that. Some of the other information as well is it requires you to answer questions regarding any kind of behavioral risks that they have, and the behavior risk management plan in place. So if, for example, they struggle with something called PICA, which is when a person ingests non-food items that have no nutritional value. So what's the management care risk management plan in place to support them? And also it looks at things that regarding who else supports the child, other people that support the child, the details about them, their treatment, how to best manage treatment. So if they need oxygen mask, for example, needles or cannulas, some people might be able to tolerate a cannula staying in, some might not. and how that looks like. Maybe with those that won't tolerate it, how do you manage it? Do you have to bandage it completely so that it's inaccessible, or do you have to keep using a cannula needles every time you come in? Another thing it looks at as well is how they eat and drink, which is important. So the texture of the food, the color of the food, the temperature of the food, and the form of liquid they drink. Is it water? Is it juice? Is it cordial drinks? Do they drink with bottles, with cups, with straws? All that needs to be put in detail. And you look at how they see and hear. If they feel overstimulated or understimulated, what are the things to look out for? How they take medication. Is it in tablet form or is it in liquid form? Is it through a syringe? Is it through a spoon or with a cup? All this conversation has to be had in the hospital passport. And then it also looks at how you can support them with any treatment that they might need to have. So maybe they have any scans, x-rays, or blood tests. How is that going to be managed? So I know, for example, from experience, it was a question of, can we have a social story or a video that explains what this treatment is going to be like, and with words that are not too many, but simplified words, simplified language, and is in images that explains exactly what is happening. I hope this video you found it very useful. Please share or like with people that you know will find this very useful, and you can drop any questions in the comments below and I'll try my best to respond to them. Thank you and take care.